Hello, my... I gotta think of something. I'm too tired to come up with rhyming names right now. I had a lot of videos. I had a lot of recordings that just didn't work. And so they didn't become videos, I guess. I mean, I guess they're technically video files, but they didn't, they were kind of laggy, so I'm doing something simpler right now. I think it's because I am now I'm now trying to use my VTuber model on my computer, which I got working on Linux, and I think it would save a lot of time. But eh, here's it's just been a mess. I'm just gonna do an analog horror reaction thing because I'm a bit tired and I don't know what else to do. Let's start the reaction. My headphones are not connected, god damn it. They fucking are. Oh, it's muted. Okay, let's start watching this. It's oh, the link is in the description for the channel.
All right, day 8 of squatting in this house. It's been really nice, actually. I've been able to sleep, shower, recharge. I even managed to get the electricity up and running. Not sure for how long. That means I have a working oven, which is really great.
Oh,
I try not
nice.
to turn on any lights, especially at night, because I don't want to attract any attention to this house. But last night I messed up like an idiot. I leaned against the light switch and I turned on the living room lights, and the house lit up like a jack-o'-lantern.
Is it something specifically attracted to light? Maybe? I should probably just keep watching. That's probably going to be answered in a bit.
Just for a second. And now this morning I see someone out in the woods, lurking around. Yeah, I see you.
Is this just like a zombie? A zombie type thing? It might be just a zombie.
It could just be passing by. It could be nothing, but, makes me nervous. I haven't seen him in a few hours, but it really makes me
I
uneasy.
want to look at that again.
Makes me nervous. I haven't seen him just be passing by. It could be nothing, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's covered in shadows, but it looks just kind of like a random person.
It makes me uneasy. So tonight, in addition to cooking my favorite meal, chicken parm, I'll be
Oh,
battening down the
nice.
hatches, tightening the security,
Ooh.
just in case whatever is out there isn't just passing through. First, I need to run out and get some groceries, so let's do that.
Shining a laser into the camera is insane in any situation. Um, ads, annoying ads. The Nestor chicken parm. nester. Is that the person-looking thing? It's probably the person-looking thing. I highly doubt that its name is Chicken Parm. Market. Ah. YouTube's trying to shove ads in my face. It's annoying. I do not want to view the products. I just wanted to close that thing in the corner. Market fish.
Power's on in here. That's good. Let's see. We need a few different things.
You'd think other people would take the words. You'd think that other people would take all the food. Strange that it's all just there. Like, Caltron? I mean, there was some weird noises, but it zoomed in on the cow drawing. Or not drawing, I guess. The cow picture.
You never know.
What? Oh, he was being nice by leaving money there, but then he realized he might need it. So yeah, there's just people missing, I guess. Maybe there are others because he took the money with him. Maybe they still use money. I doubt there would be enough people to make sense of using money, but maybe.
So as I mentioned, I need
Or vending machines. You could just be using vending machines.
to prioritize security in this house tonight. I've identified about 3 weak points where an intruder could breach our defenses, and each requires its own special security system, if you will. Weak zone number 1 is the furnace room window. There's no lock on this window, so I've set up a tripwire. And about 7 feet 6 inches away, the average height of a nester, I've strategically positioned a knife upright.
7 feet? So they're like a little taller than humans. Interesting.
When triggered, the tripwire will send the blade straight into the upper chest or the face. Weak zone 2, the basement door. Now, the house is settled pretty unevenly, making this door impossible to keep locked. If a nester enters through here, they'll hear a tick, making this door impossible to keep locked. If a nester...
So we're just not gonna get a good look at the nesters right now, I guess.
enters through here, they'll hear a tape recorder in the next room.
Although we already got surprisingly good looks at them for an analog horror.
Next room, playing my voice, saying the following.
Don't hurt me. Don't come in here, please.
The recording will
I hope the nesters are stupid.
Will lure them deeper inside, right into a sensor-triggered assault. Weak Zone 3, the porch passage door. Now this leads directly into the same basement door with the broken locks. When someone opens this porch door, the friction will strike matches against an igniter that I've rigged. The matches will ignite a portable gas tank that's been slowly leaking gas all night, so hopefully burning any nester who tries to breach that passageway. And I've also installed noisemakers on all the door handles, so hopefully I'll hear them coming, and I'll see them coming, and that these traps will keep them out. And I'll be able to sleep safely tonight.
Ah! I wish I had money for like YouTube Premium. Because I don't just want to not I don't just want to get an ad blocker because I have no other way of supporting other creators. But it's still like really annoying. And this stupid thing keeps popping up in the corner.
Alright, I'm gonna fillet the chicken now.
Oh.
Alright, now I'm gonna tenderize it.
Guess he's making chicken
This ensures that
parmesan.
the chicken is gonna be nice and even all the way around. We're gonna put some of this chicken in flour so it absorbs some of the moisture, and so the crispiness will stick on.
I guess it is raw chicken. I was gonna say something about an egg wash, but that's more for cooked chicken, I think. I think. I think. I'm not fully sure. Or I'm just stupid. Don't take cooking advice from me. Also, damn. That sucks.
Oh. Just get rid of that. Next we'll dip the chicken in the egg batter.
Mm.
Now it's time for what makes the chicken good. Panko. Technically the panko makes it like a chicken katsu. Some grated parm. That's going to caramelize really nicely on the chicken. Now some salt and pepper. Let's mix this all up. And
It's
now
zooming
in the chicken
out
goes.
a little bit. I think.
All right, now it is time to fry these bad boys up.
I thought it was zooming out, was it? Okay, yeah, it was. Weird.
All right, now it is time to fry these bad boys up. Probably not good to add the oil over an open flame, but I don't know, I feel like I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get this oil nice and hot.
Mm.
Now you know the oil's ready when you dip the chicken in. It sizzles. Ooh, is that ready? That is ready. I'm actually gonna lower the heat. That's insane. Now, personally, I like when it's very golden brown. I don't like when it's too pale. I like when it's crispy. Very crispy.
He is cooking chicken parmesan.
Alright, so let's get ready to
Alright.
broil the mozzarella cheese on.
Gotta fix my VTuber model real quick. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. Okay.
Alright, here we go. Now I'm going to throw this into the oven and broil it.
Mm.
I figured
Fuck! There's way too many ads.
while the chicken parm is cooking, I'm going to set up my sleeping quarters for the night, make a fire, set up my sleeping bag. I was sleeping in the living room before, but to be honest, it's too far from an exit. And given that there was that stranger outside earlier, makes sense to be close to the exit, you know, in case anything happens. It makes it convenient, you know? Kitchen's right here, can make a midnight snack. So I'm gonna set up the fire for the evening. 3-layer base. Oh, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry. Full moon tonight. And we can't forget the sauce. This particular sauce I found, it's called Michael's of Brooklyn. Tomatoes, fresh garlic, fresh basil, Italian olive oil, oregano, fresh parsley, salt, black pepper, and nothing else, it says in big exclamation points. You can't read that.
That does look good.
And you always put the sauce on last so it doesn't get soggy. And of course, last but not least, basil. And that is it. Bon appetit. I'm so hungry. Let's see how this tastes.
Good crunch. Good sounding crunch.
It's amazing. I have not had chicken parm in forever.
I would honestly prefer to eat chicken parmesan than what food I have now.
All that walking around today got me hungry. That guy really freaked me out outside. I think that anxiety just takes a lot out of me. I'm glad I made 2.
I thought too. thought he cut a chicken in half.
There's like nothing like really good chicken parm.
Well, I guess it would probably just be half is a full one based on ingredients.
So you really have to tenderize it and flatten it out so it becomes more like a chicken cutlet. I haven't got like restaurants where you go and you get the chicken and or any dish and it's like not good. It's like you should be like should be losing sleep to make sure that your chicken is flavorful. You go to a chicken place and like the skin comes off the chicken, all the flavors on top, it's in the skin. And then like the chicken itself is just like bland. You know, what are you doing? I do miss restaurants. I miss people cooking for me. Glad I learned a few recipes. Got this at the supermarket. Oh.
Oh my fucking god.
Man, I'm lonely tonight. Particularly lonely.
Oh.
I'm sort of missing some camaraderie, I think. I tell you what I don't miss about people right now.
So all the other people are gone. Probably.
It's feeling in debt to people. You know, emotionally more than anything. You know, being predator to other people's unresolved issues. Feeling obligated to give my time. I always would put boundaries around my time. And sometimes I felt like I had to lie to people because people can be really selfish with your time. If they thought that they could get more from you, they take it, you know? That's what I always hated about having a job. There was always this sense that when you work for someone, they expect you to they expect to squeeze every bit of time they can out of you because they're paying you, and they're not going to pay you for nothing. You know, there are people who believe that because they're giving you money, the money that they know you need to live, they can take advantage of you. They assume that if you need the job, you'll do whatever they ask, no matter how stupid or pointless it is, because after all, they're paying you. You know? I don't miss that. Money created this like really sick relationship with other people. Once someone gives you money, it becomes a trap and it's really hard to escape. You know, I used to hate having a boss breathe down my neck. Ugh. I'd work an 8-hour shift, and honestly, I'd probably only worked 2 of those hours. The rest of the time, I just walk around with my clipboard, pretending to be busy. I'd move quickly, you know, like I had somewhere important to be, just to look productive. That's what a boss likes to see. Motion. They want to see you doing something, even when the real work only took like 2 hours, you know. You know, if they catch you sitting, they get pissed. Even if there's nothing left to do, you know. So I'd fake it. I'd walk around, look busy, you know, make them feel like they're getting their money's worth, but they weren't. It's like they'd rather see you miserable and in motion than calm and at ease. Makes no sense. It's like they need to see struggle to feel justified in paying you. So I pretended, because if I didn't, I'd get shit for it, you know? And life is already hard enough, you know? You don't need someone coming down on you for being efficient, you know? Yeah, I know, if I said that to an employer or a business owner, they probably think I'm the worst type of employee. But, I mean, come on, man. Do you expect me to care about selling bullshit plastic products while I'm spending my finite time being here? Yeah. Now, I know it wasn't my boss, you know, personally. But it was what he represented, you know, it was the whole system built so, like, rich people could get richer and everybody else sort of wastes their time.
This is, damn. That is a bit too real.
And maybe if I wasn't forced to make money, I'd have time to foster the skills that truly make an impact, but that isn't realistic though, so. As much as I miss my family, they kept asking me to get a cell phone. I remember thinking to myself, like, no, I'm not doing that, you know? Because once they knew I had a phone, I'd be available to them all the time. And I don't want to be available to people all the time. Sometimes I'd even lie. I'd say, you know, I'm going to be out when I was actually going to be home, just so I had an excuse not to answer. And, you know, maybe that's selfish. Maybe I just, you know, didn't want to talk. Maybe I just wanted to be left alone. Getting a cell phone felt like it was inviting people into my life on demand, and I didn't want that. Just like,
Understandable.
it's not natural for people to have that kind of access to another person. I don't know, that's at least what I think. And I know it probably comes from an inability to disappoint people. Some would say, why don't you just say no if they ask? But I don't know, sometimes no doesn't feel like a complete sentence. If I said I wasn't available, they want a reason. And maybe the reason is I just, like, I don't want to talk right now, you know? Or I was planning to watch a movie. You know, it sounds small, but it wasn't to me. Just, it wasn't. Maybe that's what I needed, you know? Feels like modern day communication was the thief of life. Now, after a long day, sometimes all I wanted to do to unwind was just, you know, relax. Just relax. But saying I need to relax never felt like a good enough reason to fall short of somebody else's expectations, you know, even though it should have been. So I didn't ask for it, I just took it. And if I had to lie to protect that time, I did. Because I shouldn't have to justify wanting peace. And I know, that's avoidant.
I might be going crazy, but I heard a noise happen in the background.
maybe that was life challenging me to grow, but sometimes I just don't want to grow. Sometimes I just want to rest. Defeats the purpose of relaxing if I have to grow while doing it. You know, sometimes I want to say no to the challenge, put a boundary around life itself, which sounds arrogant because it's impossible. You know, and maybe it's a mirror showing me something about myself that, you know, I don't want to see. My unhealthy desire to numb, my avoidance. Maybe it's showing me something deeper, I don't know. Maybe the truth is I really was afraid I was incapable of connecting with other people the way I wanted to. And that I would never feel close to my family and my friends, not the way I wanted to, at least. You know, and maybe that's why I kept telling myself that people only want to use my time, because it's easier to believe that than to imagine that they actually wanted to spend time with me, get to know me. You know, some days this self-hatred really runs so deep, and I still can't picture people actually wanting to talk to me just to talk to me. It's safer to believe that everybody is a time-sucking vampire than to actually risk rejection. You know, I don't know when I became so guarded. I never really felt safe around other people. You know, if something bad happened, I never felt safe enough to share the pain with someone else, so I faced it alone. You know, with nowhere to let it out. Build up.
I I want to say something, but like I don't know.
Build up over years and years until it got so deep, I couldn't tell you where it began or how to talk about it, you know? People would ask me, what's wrong? I'd just say, I don't know. And I used to tell myself that when the pain gets great, when it gets great enough, I'll share. I didn't want to bother anybody. It just felt like, you know, it's not bad enough yet to burden others yet. And then one day, my brother died, and I still couldn't share the pain. That excuse to keep putting it off, it's bottomless. It won't end until I make a beginning.
Damn it. Jeez. There we go.
And that loneliness, it just breeds anger, blame, bitterness. I'd given anything to let that go. I just didn't know how. So when I'm alone, I don't have to face any of that, you know? I'm not disturbed. So anyway, I have my affirmation that I tell myself every day, and preparing me for when I see other people again. And it goes like this: I am likable and I attract genuine connection. So, I say that to myself every day. Pretty good, right? But when people enter the picture, everything surfaces. Resentment, worry, doubt.
By kinda, I mean you should probably. I don't know. I was gonna. I, never mind.
Fear. Giving my time forced me to confront all of that. And it pushes me to speak up when staying quiet would just feel so much more comfortable and safer. So yeah, I'm protective of my time. Not a good that's doing me now. And it's really because anything that wants to take it also stirs up everything that I'm still trying to keep buried. Anyway, that's it.
Mm.
All right, I think it's time to hit the hay. Oh, it's been a long day. And that was a tasty meal. God, I have 2 chins. Oh. All right. See you in the morning.
$2:36 a.m.
What am I seeing right now? That's fine. That's definitely fine.
Holy fuck! It just looked like a person on fire. Oh. That was interesting. That was a interesting analog horror. I'm only watching the first one today because I have less time today because I already tried to record a few videos and they didn't turn out well. But that first, I mean, it's probably doesn't give us a lot of information because it's the first thing, but it gave a lot more and a lot less than I thought it would. Like, obviously, it would be hard. Like, obviously, it would be hard to, not have it easily known that everybody is missing. So it kind of just gave us that in the middle of it. But we seen one of the monsters and know it can be killed. We know it can be killed, or if there are probably multiple. But that's just kind of it. I mean, we also know about the main character not really being good in social situations. And we also got a chicken parmesan recipe, kinda. But yeah, that's kinda it. And we know more about the main character than the actual analog horror. But I think that's like the point of it, if that makes sense. Like it's gonna fit into the story somehow. Like I do not know how it will, but it probably will. If that makes sense. Uh yeah, that's kinda it. I have to I mean it was good. Like the style of it, the camera effect was not annoying at all either, which is good for like something that I assume is gonna use it a lot. And it's also set up in a very different way than I think most other analog horrors are set up. Where it's probably just gonna be that guy and his camera. Which is good, I think, because it'd be more grounded in the story. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next video, which I am gonna try to not wait 2 months to post it. But yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you next video. Bye.